All right, welcome. It has been a little bit of time since I've posted just real life work, etc., kind of bunched up. But I am back, and well, hopefully I'm back. And I've got a number of projects I want to do. And as you can see by the screen, the first one here is Decision Games version of the original SPI War in Europe. This came out in about 1999, improved the graphics, tweaked the rules, etc. And when I look at this game, it's like, well, wow, if you learn this system, not even including strategic, it's got a number of scenarios. You can recreate a bunch of battles. So I wanted to give it a try, see if it's worth pursuing as a series going forward, initially through the scenarios included with the game, and then the campaign games, or one of the campaign games, bringing in the full strategic dimension. I did do a previous video on this a little ways back. I was doing kind of a pseudo open the box of the 1999 version. So you can go back and refer to that. Also in the queue, I have Axis Empires Ultimate Edition. Different flavor, that's a higher level. And what appeals to me with the war in Europe, potentially, if it plays out well, is it kind of comes down into the operational level, got more counters, etc. So thought I'd give this a whirl. And up on the screen right now, I've got the latest version I can find of the rules. I'm not quite sure where I got it, BGG or the Decision Games site. If anybody knows a later version, I don't think there are. But we see this is a third edition, June 27, 2002, third edition with errata. So these are the rules I'm going to use. I've also been, I think I took somebody had made a full-blown Vassal mod of the original SPI. And so what I've done is leverage that and just kind of added in the Decision Games version graphics here. And that's what you're going to see right here behind it. I have the Poland scenario set up. I just want to give you a brief this is an intro video, just kind of showing you, oh good, the highlights are there. Well, not all of them, but come back here. I've been skimming the rules. And I don't need all of them for this first scenario. Let's see if I can get to, should I have that up? Yeah, here's the Poland scenario. And that's what we have set up here. It's only 4 game turns. I think it's mid 4 cycles, so we're going to see a strategic turn possibly in this. Map C and G, which is what I've done. I haven't yet built the whole map. I've basically focused on coming here and then across to France too, so I can play the France scenario too. And then I'll build a bigger map later, just like I'm bringing in counters, not all of them. And I purposely decided, it does come with a counter set, the original Vassal mod for SPI, but I did want to use the map graphics from the 1999 version. I think they're nicer than the SPI. SPI is very functional. This is nicer, and then just to get the feel of the game, I always like to do scans of the actual counters from the game. So I pulled counter sheet scans down from BGG. They're okay, and so I'm going to use those also. So this is what I got set up here. This is going to be the Poland scenario. Hopefully the next video will be the first turn of the first cycle. And then just some things we can look at the Poland scenario here. I think the things to pick out, you can see the ground combat units set up. And you do see the Germans come through East Prussia. They can come through here. They can come through here. This scenario doesn't include the Russian later invasion. Hence, it's 4 turns here. And let's see, the victory conditions. Got to occupy Warsaw at the end of game turn 4. That's the bottom line. This is the target. Got to get to Warsaw by game turn 4. So they got 4 turns to do it. See, no special rules. The interesting thing here is, let's see, special point. I got 20 air points, the access. There's no naval amphib in this, no air transport, so no airborne. They got a rail capacity of 15, and they got 2 rail units that they can use to improve the rail lines. When we look at the poles, let's see, what are their special units here? Yeah, they break them out by map section here. Allied air. They've only got 2 air points. Wow. Kind of reading a book right now called Case White, where Well, I haven't gotten to that portion yet, but that looks like I don't have to worry about the simultaneous hidden placement of air points. Soviets only, the Poles only have 2. So, and rail capacity 5. So the Germans obviously have better rail capacity. And again, the goal is Warsaw. Let's see, I think I did all of this. Oh, have we moved into an, oh, this, then they move into the campaign game setup. So if you wanted to start here as a campaign game. And then hopefully after this, if this goes well, I'm going to move on to the France 40 scenario, which is 22 game turns. So we're going to get some strategic cycles in there. That's good. And a lot more units. And I'm kind of interested. What's the victory conditions for this one? I'm not seeing them. Pre-game turn. Oh, look, they got a historical game version. The Allies have to follow their plan. The Germans get a pre-game turn. Or I may just play it without that. And let's see, and then this is the additional campaign scenario, if you wanted to start in 1940, which probably not going to do. And then after that, if all goes well, with Barbarossa. Yep, going to have to put some more maps in and make sure I get the Soviets in. This one maybe. This one seems more manageable before Barbarossa, North Africa. Stalingrad, that's just full-blown Russian front on Stalingrad. Then we have Kursk. These are big ones. Italy, that's a bite-sized one compared to, I think there's France 44. Yep. And I think they got even another version of France 44. Yeah, destruction of Army Group Center starts before the invasion. Okay, so, and then Battle for Germany. So there's a lot of gameplay here, and the cool thing is if get around the rules here, and there's a lot of rules here, but they're going to be special cases. But if I get around the rules, I can play a bunch of stuff here and then put it all together. So let's see where we at with time. Got it covered. So yeah, I'm looking at this, just brief strategizing here. Not much mech up here. I got 4 infantry divisions that need to come down, or I don't know if they come over here to dance. I mean, the goal is Warsaw. So this is closer, but not as much. And then, like I said, they've only got 1 armored division up here. That's a Cav. Now, this doesn't have a lot of armor, and this is a long way to Warsaw. Looks like there's a secondary line. Just looking at this, well, here's concentration of force too. So maybe if these bull through here, and we've got a drive coming this way, and a drive maybe coming this way, at least to pull off their resources, and then potentially drive going this way. Let's see, there is a John Tiller game. They have a strategic game. I even remember years ago playing that by email with somebody. I played the Poles, and all I did was just make sure the Germans broke through nowhere. No pincers, no nothing. And eventually the collapsing circle, time ran out on them. So we'll see if that plays out here too. But the Germans definitely, I think, have air superiority. So, yeah, and as also in parallel right now, I'm not actually reading this, but I've got the Audible version of this, Case White, Invasion of Poland by Robert Forczak, I'm guessing there. He's got a number of books. I think he's got a book on, yeah, Case Red. Well, March Against England. Don't know if I can pull off Sea Lion, but this doesn't cover the Case Yellow portion. This covers the after Dunkirk. But I'm listening to this book in parallel, and he's making the point the Poles weren't as, hopelessly obsolete and outclassed as possible. So I'm going to be reading this in parallel, and that's probably what I do. I got to find a good case. What do they call it? Case Yellow? Let's see if there's a book here. I got to find a good Case Yellow book for the next one too. Let's see. Yeah, I'll have to look around. There's nothing right jumping out. Oh, no, I'm going south. Okay, never mind. But yeah, I'm going to be looking at this in parallel too. And then any other games. I know Revolution Games has one I may order. Poland Defiant is something I may look at too. And like I said, there's a John Tiller strategic level. I may pull that up in parallel too. So I'm viewing this as, yes, playing a game of war in Europe, getting into it first with the Polish scenario, Case White scenario. But around it, I'm also going to be, doing kind of a study, looking at a book here, and looking at other games. I've heard good things about Poland Defiant. I don't know. I've got another computer game just on the Case White, interestingly enough. I may pull that up and look at it. But this will be also an exploration of, obviously, the starting phase of World War II. Before the Germans were quite the efficient mechanized, well, they were never really totally mechanized, but you can see here most of the stuff is infantry for now. So anyway, so that's my plan. In parallel, I'm probably going to be doing a World War III series. I was debating between, oh gosh, between Red Strike, VUCA, very detailed but not as covered, and then Third World War. I've got that from Compass Games. After doing some reading and some things about how they abstract in Third World War, and there's nothing wrong with this, it's more playable, I would say. They abstract air and naval, while with the VUCA Red Strike, well, they've got details all the way through. So again, that could be a series game. So I'm gonna give it a shot, and then I really do want to get back to Traveler. So hopefully I'll be able to carve out some time to do that. So this is kind of also channel status here, but did want to show this. I'm real close. I think I got the last counters and I've got all the charts in place. Let's see, I've got the Allied turn cycle chart. Yep, ready to go with that. That's going to support us here. And I've got the Axis. Well, and I've got their air stuff. Yeah, there's the Axis turn cycle. So we'll be using this here too to track and kind of sort this out. I think I'm down here on this chart. It's only 4 turns. Yeah, it says N39. And none of these say 9, so there's really no reinforcements here. So we'll be going with this here. So hopefully my next video, at least in this series, will be the start of Case White in War in Europe from 1999. All right, so it's 12 minutes. This is a good place to end. Thanks for listening. If you like, click like. If you haven't subscribed and you want to follow this series, I encourage you to click subscribe. Otherwise, see you soon, hopefully at the next recording. Thanks for listening.